Hey Applovers, thanks for joining. During the past months, we've discussed what are the important points that you need to address early on during your mobile app project in order to deliver the most valuable content to your users. Now, if you want to catch up on some of those videos, like how to measure the ROI of your mobile app, how to calculate how much time it's going to take to develop, and so forth, please check out my channel and subscribe. However, today we're going to discuss about mobile applications for a specific sector. And that specific sector is going to be the sports world. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge sports fan, specifically for football and basketball. I want to address this because I feel it is an important project, specifically due to the situation that we live today. Now, we all know that the global pandemic has had huge impact in many global industries. And specifically, the sports market also had a huge impact. I mean, can you imagine the football clubs that have an enormous amount of revenue coming in from ticketing, and all of a sudden they have to do no fan games? That's crazy. I mean, we're talking about, for example, the Camp Nou has more than 90,000 seats in the stadium, and they have around 50 games per year. And you're taking that away from them, from that revenue. That's a huge impact. So how do you actually transform this into an opportunity? And that's what we're going to discuss. Because I personally feel that a mobile application is extremely important for many sports industries today, so they can continuously speak to their fans no matter where they are. Because it's not about addressing those fans that come to your game, but it's about addressing those fans that are your fans no matter where they are. For example, FC Barcelona has around 400 million fans worldwide. Can you imagine that? They just have fans all over the world, obviously. So when you create a digital environment, you want to address people no matter where they are. I'm going to try to split this into a couple of videos, but I don't know yet how many. It's going to depend on how much time we have today with that. So just stick with me. So why sports? Sports, it's a very emotional activity. And people connect, right, to the clubs, to the players, and to the brand itself of the club in a different way. You feel passionate. You feel driven by the sacrifice that the players display when they're playing games, or you can just go up and down based on how the game is going. If you received a goal, if you had a crazy dunk, if you had a home run, it depends on what you want to see. But that emotion, transmitting that emotion, you get it when you go to the stadium. And sometimes you don't have the opportunity to go to the stadium, either because you don't live in the city or because it's COVID and then all is blocked. So how does a brand, how does a sport club or a brand as a sports brand transmit that emotion to fans no matter where they are? And that's the challenge that they're facing today. That's the challenge that it is most important that they need to address as soon as possible, because you have fans all over the world not knowing what to do, and they're gonna take their attention, the dedication that they gave to you, it's gonna go somewhere else. So you have to go and grab that attention quickly. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, many clubs, they have strong social media presence. Some even have players that have a bigger brand than the club itself, right? It's very rare for this to happen, but it can happen. So it's about how the club institution can leverage those brands from the individual players, can leverage the brand of the club, and can leverage the fans all over the world to give them a digital experience that they can feel part of, that they can transmit that emotion, and that they can have that emotional bonding between the sports club and the sports fan. I remember once I spoke to this high executive, head of digital for this huge sports club in Europe. And he told me He told me this: if I am a sports entity and I create sports content based on matches, practices, or interaction between players and so forth, why do I have to post it into social media or to in a different channel so people can go and see it? Why can I not have a centralized place where fans come to me to see the content? Like, if you think about, I don't know, Dallas Cowboys, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go and watch news on the Dallas Cowboys website, probably. That would be the most ideal thing to do. But we don't do that. We just go on Google, and Google gives us a quick overview about the latest game, highlights, and so forth. The idea is that you can centralize a single place where you address all of these fans. Because if you tell me that if I go to your club app, and in that club app I can see news, I can see the tables, I can see highlights, I can see this and this and this, then why am I going to go to Instagram? If I'm thinking about that sport club in particular, then I'm just going to go to their mobile app directly because I know what I'm going to get. And that's what sports entities have to do. They have to transform what they have into a valuable digital product, right? That they're going to offer to their fans no matter where they are. That's what that mobile app is so important. And I mean, that's only because of that, but then you're going to be able to sell specific merchandise. You're going to be able to track and study the user behavior of all of your users. You're going to be able to identify all of the users, because if you have 300 million likes on Facebook, you don't know who they are. Maybe you have their first name, but that's it. So how do you actually get to know them? How do you know what they want? How do you know what they purchase? How do you know what games they want? What highlights they want? And that's how you get it, by having everything centralized on mobile app. And don't get me started with when the future comes, when we go back into sports club. Well, you're going to have cashless payments. You're going to have a very healthy and security protocol, very simple, so people can understand. You need to wear the mask, or you need to do this, and you need to do that. You can order online and then go pick up your stuff and so forth. I mean, there's a ton of stuff, guys. I don't want to go into it during this video because I'm running out of time right now. But let's do this. I'm going to discuss it in the next couple of videos. Drop me a comment with your favorite sports club. Let me know what you think about this approach, if you like it, and what other things should we be discussing on this series. I'm doing this for you, so you need to tell me what is it that you want to hear about, and I'm going to produce content for that. Of course, specifically for mobile applications and digital experiences, or sports entities for digital technology. But let's keep it there. We have a little bit of a niche there, so let's work out what are the things that we need to discuss about. Thanks again for joining. Have a great week. Bye.